What if that sudden, crushing wave of sadness you felt last Tuesday? What if it wasn't actually yours? What if the anxiety that kept you awake all night had no root in your own life at all? Yeah. What if it belonged to a complete stranger thousands of miles away? For years, people like you, empaths, have been told you're just too sensitive. Right, science offers labels like emotional contagion, but that phenomenon requires you to actually see or hear the person, and it completely fails to explain the grief you feel for a community you've never met, or that free-floating dread that can hang in the air on certain days. But what if there's a deeper truth? What if the brilliant psychoanalyst Carl Jung got closer than anyone with his theory of a shared psychic field? Understanding this, it is the absolute key to transforming your empathy from an overwhelming burden, yes, into your most profound superpower. So, stay with me because I will give you a powerful 60-second technique you can use today. I will. A technique to build a psychic firewall and finally reclaim your own emotional space. All right, let's start on solid ground. Before we dive into the deep, deep waters of Jungian psychology, we have to acknowledge what modern neuroscience can tell us. And honestly, it's genuinely fascinating. Back in the 1990s, a team of Italian neuroscientists at the University of Parma, led by Giacomo Rizzolatti, made a groundbreaking discovery. And it was almost by accident. They found this special class of brain cells called mirror neurons. Think of them as your brain's internal simulation software. Or, a better analogy, they're the brain's Wi-Fi system for empathy. When you watch someone pick up a cup of coffee, a specific set of neurons in your motor cortex fires. Okay, but the astonishing part? It's the exact same set of neurons that would fire if you were the one picking up that cup. Really? Your brain on a neural level literally mirrors the action, but it goes so much deeper. This system extends directly to emotions and sensations. So when you see someone wince in pain, the mirror neurons connected to your own pain centers, we're talking the anterior cingulate cortex and the insula, they light up in sympathy. You don't just logically deduce they're in pain. No, a part of your brain literally feels a shadow, an echo of that pain. This is the biological basis of empathy. It's a phenomenon called emotional contagion. It's why you feel that pang of secondhand embarrassment when a character in a movie makes a fool of themselves, right? It's an automatic, powerful mechanism for social bonding. Now, for empaths, for you, this system is running on overdrive, okay? Your empathy Wi-Fi isn't just on, it's like you have a signal booster the size of a satellite dish. Wow, your brain is just exceptionally, exquisitely tuned to receive these emotional signals from others. So when you walk into a room, you're not just seeing people. No, your neural network is subconsciously downloading their emotional state in real time. The unspoken tension, the quiet joy, the deep-seated stress. Right, your system registers all of it with high fidelity. And this isn't woo-woo, okay? This is verifiable neuroscience. Studies using fMRI scans confirm that highly empathetic individuals show significantly more activity in these mirror neuron systems. And this is the crucial turning point. This is the massive gaping hole in the scientific explanation. You see, emotional contagion by its very definition requires sensory input. Right, you have to see the expression, hear the voice. So what about the pain you feel for people you've never even met? What about that nameless, free-floating anxiety that permeates the very air on some days? That feeling in your bones is bigger than you, bigger than your family, even bigger than your entire city. Modern science it falls silent here. It has no accepted mechanism to explain feeling and emotion that has no sensory pathway. And that is where Carl Jung comes in. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist, a titan of 20th century thought. He broke from his colleague Sigmund Freud because he felt Freud's model of the psyche was, incomplete. It was too small. Freud focused on the personal unconscious. You can think of it as your computer's personal hard drive, your forgotten memories, your repressed desires. But Jung, through his lifelong research into world mythology, religion, and dreams, he noticed the same symbols, stories, and characters appearing over and over again. And this was in cultures that had no contact. I mean, why did ancient Greeks, medieval alchemists, and his 20th century Swiss patients all dream of a wise old man, a great mother, a menacing shadow, or a mischievous trickster? His conclusion was revolutionary. He proposed that beneath our small, personal unconscious, there lies a second, far deeper psychic system, a system that is universal, inherited, and identical in all individuals. And he called it the collective unconscious. So if your personal unconscious is your private hard drive, the collective unconscious is the cloud, a vast shared informational field of psychic energy belonging to humanity as a whole. It is the psychic inheritance we are all born with, and it's populated by what Jung called archetypes. And these aren't just characters and stories. No, Jung saw them as dynamic, living forces, the instincts of the human soul. For most people, this layer is remote, just a faint background hum. But for the empath, it's a very different story. You know, before we continue, if this is finally providing a language for things you've only ever felt, yeah? I would be incredibly grateful if you could support this channel by clicking that like button. And to continue this journey, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Your support truly allows us to create more deep dive content just like this. So thank you. Now, let's connect this back to you. So, what is an empath in this context? Well, an empath is a person whose psychic boundaries are naturally more, let's say, permeable. You have a high-speed, unlimited, always-on connection to this collective field. Your consciousness is like a house with all the windows and doors wide open, and this is why you feel things that have no logical source in your personal life. That sudden grief? It might be you unconsciously tapping into a collective mourning. That free-floating anxiety? You are sensing a collective anxiety, economic uncertainty, political tension. You are a barometer for the psychic atmosphere of humanity. Here's a detail most people miss. Jung believed these archetypes were active, autonomous energies. So that immense, irrational anger you feel? Yeah, you might be tuning into an activated warrior archetype in the collective. That overwhelming urge to heal everyone? Well, you're channeling the powerful wounded healer archetype. Let me repeat. This is not a flaw in your design. No, it is a feature. You are wired to be a sentinel, a psychic nervous system for the human family. You are the one who feels the first tremor before the earthquake. The problem is, no one ever gave you the user manual. You're constantly flooded with data you can't process, collective pain, fear, anger, and this leads to burnout, fatigue, and profound isolation. You wonder, why doesn't anyone else feel this? They do feel it, but as a whisper. You feel it as a roar. So how do you go from being a victim to its master? The goal is not to build a wall and disconnect. That would be a tragedy. No, the goal is to become a conscious filter, to move from being a passive radio receiver stuck on a chaotic station to becoming the active DJ who controls the volume. And this entire process begins with one single transformative question. Just this. Deliberately, is this feeling mine? It sounds almost absurdly simple, but it is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. The next time a strong emotion arises that feels out of proportion, I want you to pause, breathe, and ask with genuine, non-judgmental curiosity, is this mine? If the answer is no, you immediately create a sacred space between you and the emotion, and in that space, you reclaim your power. Then you make a simple but firm declaration, in your mind or out loud. This is not my energy. I acknowledge it, but I do not claim it. I release it. This isn't denial. It's a recategorization of the data. You are labeling the file external, not mine, and this stops your mind from desperately weaving stories to justify a feeling that was never yours to begin with. The second, equally crucial part is grounding. Here's that 60-second technique I promised. Okay, stand or sit with your feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes and imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet deep into the center of the earth. Feel that solid, stable energy. Now imagine all the energy that is not yours, the anxiety, the sadness, the anger, flowing down those roots into the earth where it can be safely neutralized. Breathe in strength from the earth, then breathe out the foreign energy. Just for 1 minute, it is a psychic reset button. By practicing discernment, by asking, "Is this mine?" and grounding, you build your psychic firewall. You go from being the sponge to being the sentinel. We've journeyed from mirror neurons to the vast shared ocean of the collective unconscious. We've seen that your extraordinary ability isn't a flaw. No, it is a profound connection to the very blueprint of the human soul. You are not broken. You are simply more open. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. What was the first time you remember feeling an emotion that you knew deep down in your gut wasn't your own? Describe that moment. Share your story in the comments below. Let's create a collective space of understanding and validation right here. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me today. And remember, you are not just feeling the world's pain. You are connected to its deepest wisdom. You are not alone. Until next time.